Let me just preface this by saying, I know Harvest Moon is not a game for everyone. A series that involves time management and clearing away weeds isn't exactly the pinnacle of video game excitement. Despite this, games like Friends of Mineral Town and The Hero of Leaf Valley stole countless hours away from me when I was younger. And they don't even hold a candle to the absolute masterpiece that is Animal Parade. I haven't kept up with the newer games as much, and recently I was wondering where Harvest Moon might be heading. And the best way to find that out is to check out the newest title, Harvest Moon, Light of Hope. The game opens in a pretty typical fashion. We wash ashore on an unknown island during a fierce storm, but luckily we're saved by a mystery purple-haired lady, who then brings us to the island's doctor. When we eventually wake up, the doctor, named Jean, lets us know that most people left the island because of a big storm that happened a while ago, and for some reason that motivates our character to want to live here. And so, in the span of a 30-second conversation with a complete stranger, we become this island's only farmer. It's just that simple. Jean shows us to our new house, and we go back to sleep, while she watches us. In the morning we're awoken by someone screaming in terror. As it turns out, there's a harvest sprite stuck under some kind of stone tablet. After we save him, oh god, what? I know the harvest sprites have had some weird designs in the past, but whose idea was it to make them look like an onion crossed with a Teletubby? Rowan tells us to head to the lighthouse, and after we get there we place our stone tablet in the thing, and the lighthouse begins to light up. This is the main focus of the story, as the lighthouse is tied directly to how prosperous the island and the crops are, apparently. To get the next stone tablet, we have to go into town and repair one of the many broken houses. This was one of the big selling points of this game. And it makes sense. Harvest Moon has always been about showing the change your hard work brings you, and having the player build up the town from scratch is a neat way to show that. I don't know why we would realistically want to do that. I mean, it's not like everyone is homeless until you come and save them. They just moved out, and when you fix their house, with a single axe swing I might add, they feel a disturbance in the force and just come back the next day, like nothing happened. After that, we're given the second MacGuffin, tablet. And oh god, no, now there's two of them. We place the second tablet and go searching for the third one. This time it's in the mountains. Here we run into that mystery purple-haired lady, and she's talking to a cat for some reason. She also doesn't remember that she saved our life, like, a few days ago. And afterwards, she just kind of walks/runs away. She accidentally drops a broken tablet, and yet again, we're told to bring it back to the lighthouse. But, you know what? No. I'm not going back to the stupid lighthouse. Harvest Moon isn't about doing a boring linear storyline. It's about exploring your surroundings with childlike wonder, and getting to know the people you'll come to love in the coming years. I mean, it's mostly about farming, but you do that other stuff too. So you know what? I'm not going to go back to the boring lighthouse. I'm going to explore the mountains and see what unique characters... Back at the lighthouse, the tablet ends up not doing anything. I mean, duh, it's broken. Look at it. What did they expect to happen? The purple-haired lady comes back and tells us that the other piece is in a river. She does offer to split up, but she just stands in front of the lighthouse while you go and get it. So, yeah. At this point I was kind of confused at what to do. She told us to fish it out of a river, but we don't have a fishing rod yet. There's a fishing dock that can be fixed nearby, but you need donkey fur and hardwood to fix it. I don't know how to get that. The game has been so linear up to this point that it kind of surprised me when it started acting like a Harvest Moon game all of a sudden. Oh, and speaking of acting like a Harvest Moon game, farming! I haven't mentioned farming up until this point because it's actually one of the least fun parts about this game. For one thing, to do any action in this game, you press one button. You want to water a plant? Press A. Want to talk to somebody? Press A. Want to cut down a tree? Press A. It's mindless and boring. There's less player interaction in this than there is Final Fantasy Mystic Quest. Secondly are the sound effects, which totally aren't annoying at all. Lastly, you don't get enough money from it to make it rewarding, since you need money to advance in the story by repairing buildings, and in the beginning you're like completely broke. So most of my days consisted of waking up, watering the plants, and then going straight back to sleep. And when they do grow and we sell them, you get barely enough money to buy the necessary resources to fix a house. And you want to repair a lot of houses if you want to be able to go anywhere in this game. Which is a shame, because there were a lot of places I wanted to go see. Like an extra area to your farm that had yet to be unlocked. There was still some unexplored mountain area.
There was the entrance to hell itself.
And a beach that looks really tempting. Maybe we can go surfing. In the process of repairing the buildings, we unlock the mines, which are incredibly boring and tedious, as you have to search for the ladder to the next level, in rooms that just get progressively bigger. Like, it's kind of ridiculous, honestly. My first time in the mines, I ended up getting so tired that when I got home I passed out. which I only mention because when you're fatigued, your stamina icon changes from a person watching their favorite YouTube channel to a college student during exams. After all this, some guy appears outside our house asking for some food. Oh yeah, real subtle game. Really made that seem natural, didn't you? In return for the food, he gives us a fishing rod, and another harvest sprite appears in the mountains. But I'm okay with this one, because he's a chill stoner. While fishing, you can catch a piranha in a river. The same river where you can catch perch. And that just seems a little off to me. And let's not mention the fish doing 360s in the water. In most Harvest Moon games, at least to me, the fishing is usually just like a fun side minigame. And that's what I expected this game's fishing to be. That was until my world was turned upside down. 2,000 fish dollars. One fish equals $2,000. It wasn't even rare. I got 2 of them the first time I tried fishing. 1 fish is worth more than all the crop farming I did prior. It's possible to earn more from 1 day of non-stop fishing than an entire year of farming. How do you fuck up that bad? So the one thing you're supposed to do in a farming game, run a farm, is worthless. Don't do it. Why would you? There are quests that you can do, but all you get from those are more seeds, so they're worthless. It's a little sad, actually. We meet with our fourth sprite and put in the now fixed tablet, but before this we learned from a conversation between 2 of them that they are taking orders directly from Gorgon, the king of the underworld. Confirming my theory that the harvest sprites are actually demon creatures sent to invade the mind of young farmers, like myself. If you control the farmers, you control the world. I know it's kinda obvious, but this game looks weird, right? It's not just me. I mean, all the characters have 3D models, but the objects and the backgrounds are just 2D pictures. It creates this weird perspective where the people and the objects don't seem to be in the same reality as each other, and the more I played, the more unnatural it started to look. In the process of getting the next tablet, we find 2 more sprites, and we get all 6 of them together so they can praise the sun, while Strawberry Jam fuses with a bluebird. The Harvest Goddess gives us the 4th tablet, and when we place it, a gateway opens up to heaven, and God, yes God, gives us the final tablet. And that just makes everyone so happy. Hecka awesome. Hecka awesome. That is the best thing in this entire game. You, sir, are a legend. When we try to put in the final tablet, oh my god, surprise lightning. Yeah, that looks good. The tablet broke, so everyone's sad now. Turns out Gorgon, aka Satan, was the one that sent the lightning. He also refuses to help us, because he's just that much of a dick. And afterwards we learn that we can just make our own tablet. It was just a wonderful surprise to learn that everything we've done up to this point was unnecessary, because apparently we can just make our own MacGuffins. The final tablet goes in and the lighthouse fully lights up. And I think that means there's world peace or something now? Yeah. But regardless, the story ends here. You can still play the game as long as you want to, with it being a Harvest Moon game and all, but I didn't want to, so I stopped. The big thing that holds this game back, besides like everything else, is its story. And Harvest Moon has had stories in the past, but the main difference is you were in control of the story. Whether you succeeded or failed, the actions you did and the choices you made were the thing that affected the story the most. Here, the story is a checklist of tedious things that you have to do to unlock the most basic mechanics. All the things that make up a Harvest Moon game are present, but they're so watered down and anticlimactic that it just makes it look like some kind of sleazy cash grab. Oh wait! That's because that's exactly what it is. I feel like I should be mad, but I'm not. It was a waste of time, but I was only originally interested because I wanted to see if it would make me feel like I was playing a Harvest Moon game again. And even though this game failed at it horribly, games like Stardew Valley and Slime Rancher carry on that same Harvest Moon spirit. I do encourage Natsume to learn from this mistake, and improve on future games, but even if they don't, getting mad about it won't help. So instead, I recommend you sit down somewhere quiet, start up a better game, and remember that the time you spent annoyed by this game could be spent enjoying another. Or you could do what I did and play the whole game just to rant about it on the internet.